sorry, Mark, I got a motion. I got a second. Second time I will ask, I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second it so that we can ask Roger some questions.
Motion by Mr. Colvinson, second by Mr. Buck.
Roger, I think one of the things that maybe needs to be considered would be the mowing height.
Correct.
I understand that would be, the mowing height for a typical yard. But certainly, I think you understand that the levees, you got one in your backyard, that they're not probably going to lend themselves very well to that height of mowing. It probably needs to be somewhat higher, but it doesn't need to be 5 inches probably.
It's left at 5 to 7, sometimes 10 inches high after they mow.
No, I understand, but just so, as part of your motion, the specifications that would go back out for someone to look at would maybe need to be adjusted, I think.
We had one bid that was gonna live up to the specs. Why doesn't our public works live up to them? That's my question.
They said they were going to live up to them.
What?
Your bid said they were going to live up to them, it doesn't mean that they were. Because you could have had the same problem there.
Well, then we'd have had a chance to get rid of them.
I'm just saying, Roger,
Right.
anytime you hire somebody to do something, when they say what they're going to do, it doesn't always result in the same thing that happens.
I agree, but when you
So,
put it,
We got an example right out there.
What?
We got an example right out here.
Yeah.
And did we direct Public Works to cut the grass according to the specifications of this bid?
I didn't.
Well, it was all in the bid.
That's not the question. Did we direct Public Works to cut the grass according to the bid specifications?
I don't remember, but why wouldn't they? They bid on it.
Public Works didn't bid on the.
Public Works did bid on it.
When did
I
Public
guess
Works
in
bid on it?
In essence, they did by
They gave you a cost.
by meeting the standard, right?
We couldn't prove there was a 10% savings by going to the contractor. And by our union agreement, you can't contract out their work unless you can show at least that amount of savings. So they didn't bid on it. They didn't come back and say we could cut it for less, or we could, because they would just do that, and we'd have to. That would be a hard thing to try to manage later on. So what we did is we took their actual mowing times and costs, put it in a spreadsheet, and matched that against the Myers bid, and presented that to the council. We saw that there wasn't going to be the savings. The 10% was not going to be met. And so if you went forward and contracted, they would have grieved it. And according to our city attorney, our position was not strong enough to prevail.
You don't need to figure out your hours or your break time for every 8 hours, because the hours is 359.4 hours, divided out by 8 hours equals 44.9 break hours. At $25 an hour is $1,122.50. When you add that to the $17,216.69, we're still at $18,339.19.
Then,
And I do agree with you, the trimming could have been a lot better out here, but things could have been cut shorter.
well, why isn't we hired an extra man and we get the sloppy work done? I'll show you the pictures here. I'll pass them around. You wanna take a look at it?
course, he didn't cut he wasn't the one who was cutting the levies.
Who was it?
Kurt.
Well, no. But we still hired an extra man to do the job. There you are, look at him.
Now, have you been up to see Peterson's levees lately, or while the grass was growing? Because that is
That is
neat.
a nice job, and we're supposed to be a tourist town attraction. There was times that it looked like a hayfield out there. And there's times that 25 inches high, some of it's 27 inches high. And I've got a picture of it there. None of the trimming is done around the water inlets or the gates, floodgates. None of the trimming is done. It is, 2 years ago, it was a lot better job when we didn't have an extra man. We hire an extra man, and where'd the work performance go? I'm a taxpayer right here. I would like to pay to see that dike look beautiful. Is that way beyond a good request? What are we paying the guys for? We're not paying for them to sit on that tractor and go to beat hell out down the dike and do a half job. Are we?
These are for your deer demonstration.
They, when Ralph Hadley was mowing the levees, they had a different mower, from what I understand.
I've said it all along, Robert, I'll tell you, I've lived here all my life, and when Rolf was mowing the levees, I never thought about the levees for a second.
I know, because they were just,
I never thought about it.
Absolutely right, and they look perfect.
yes. But they had that belly mower, if I'm correct, and
Yeah.
it was a mower, not a brush hog.
And
That's
the guy
part of it.
spent 40 hours a week out there mowing, grooming. Is that too much of a request to ask to have our parks and levee groomed? I mean, did a guy here talking about it? I've had probably 10, 15 people. I can go get them. You seen it on that, we were walking there? Grass that high. Is there any excuse? Us gotta remember, the taxpayers are paying for that dike and levee and parks to look good. That's the part I don't understand. We're not getting anything for our tax dollars. Now, if that's out of line, tell me.
You folks set the standard. If you want them to look like a golf course, I'll have the guys with hand mowers cutting the grass.
No, we don't need that.
That's one extreme. I'm just asking, set the standard, and we'll do our best to meet it. And if we can't, we'll let you know why we can't.
And I would, to be fair to our Public Works Department, since 2007, they've had a lot more work to do than mowing and what's beyond because of levee decertification.
We just give them an extra man, and that was part of the deal to get the work done. Did we not? You and I, is that in there?
You also gave them the Highway 43 project to work.
It's no excuse, none whatsoever. That is no excuse. If they need more help, hire a part-time.